guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a body painting, face painting kind of look for you. And it's almost Mardi Gras, and actually one of the first videos that I did on my channel when I first started last year was Mardi Gras, so I thought it'd be fun to try and do a recreation or a new kind of Mardi Gras vibe. So this is what I came up with. I did create this myself. All I did for the feather was just take a headband and super glue some feathers to it in the shape that I wanted. So that's all I did there, and then I body painted all of this. I was super excited to use the new, well, it's not new, it's new to me, Mehron metallic powder in gold. So that was kind of what inspired this look to begin with. But overall, I'm really excited. I'm really happy how it came out. I think it looks really fun. I really like how it came out. So if you want to see how I created this look, then please just keep watching. Okay, so first we're going to start off by priming the face. We're using today the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I'm just putting that because there's going to be quite a bit of stuff going on my face. So here I am just really quickly, obviously fast forwarding, just outlining where everything's going to go. I'm just using a natural colored lip liner, and again, just outlining everything that I'm going to be putting there, not being super precise, just trying to get an idea of where I'm going to be placing the shades. So now I'm going in with this awesome stuff, you guys. This is my first time using it. This is the metallic powder from Mehron in the shade Gold. It's so cool because you can use it as a powder dry, or you can add it with a mixing liquid that you can buy with it. I actually tried to use something from Inglot that I have, Duraline, and it worked amazing. So that's what I'm doing here. And this is going to be the actual base of what the mask is going to be. So you'll see me kind of putting the shade everywhere outside of the things that I already drew. What a cool shade and what a cool product, you guys. I highly recommend it. So now I'm going in with a water-based paint. This is in purple, and these are all from Wolfe. And I'm just going to be painting in certain areas. Now I was going off of a picture I saw on the internet that was very similar, so that's what I'm looking at. If you see me looking over to the side, I used that as my guide and then kind of made it my own, so that's what I'm doing here. So I'm doing kind of opposite sides. One side I'm going to have, and dancing, one side I'm going to have the purple, and one side I'm going to have the green, and then you'll see some detail that I put in. So these are water activated paints. You just mix them with a little bit of water to the consistency that you like, and then you go ahead in, and this is what I'm doing here, just filling in all the blanks and dancing. So now I'm going into the green shades, again from Wolfe water activated paints, and just painting in the areas that I've already drawn out for myself. I really wanted to get this to look as much of like a mask as possible, so first we're going to be doing all the painting, and then we'll go in and do some shading just to give it a little bit more dimension. But for now, it's basically just fill in the blanks of where the color should go. I did go in here and fill in my eyes with white. I probably wouldn't do this looking back at it. I did that because I thought I'd be painting the rest of my face. You can see I did a little bit, and my body with white, but I ended up not doing that. So this step you can kind of skip unless you do plan to do the rest of your body white or anywhere else. Next I'm going back in just to kind of clean up any edges. And what I did for that was I used the metallic powder, but I also added quite a bit of Duraline to make it very liquidy. And all I'm doing is just taking a small brush, this is a MAC 210 brush, and just kind of going over any edges and making it really crisp and really clean. So that's why when you're first putting down the color, you don't have to be super precise because you're going to go back anyways and just clean it up. Or you can totally do it nice to begin with and not have to do the step, but I thought it really gave the extra, nice dimension and extra cleanliness to it. The cool thing about this powder too is if you decide you don't like a design, like right there, you can just go right over it and it really does a great job covering it. So that's what I'm doing here, is really just cleaning everything up, and now I'm just going back into those spaces and just making some cool little designs, little swirlies, kind of just whatever I felt like doing. There wasn't anything particular at this point, but I did feel like I wanted some more purple here and a little bit more of the design, so I enhanced both sides and created a little bit more dimension on those, made them a little bit bigger of an area. Next I went in and just did a little bit of a lip here. I went in with a LA Girl matte lipstick in the shade purple, but feel free to do whatever color works for you. And I wanted to kind of bring that smile out to be a little bit more creepy and just bring it out on the edges a little bit. If you want to be super precise, you can definitely use a lip pencil, but I just thought the applicator that it came with worked just fine for me. Next I'm going in with this Morphe palette. I will list what the name of it is in the description box below. And now we're going to work on some shading. So I took a very dark purple to start shading, but then I realized let's go even darker. So I actually went in with the black matte shadow, and I'm just shading out anywhere where you would think there would be some more dimension. So thinking about the highlighting and actual shading, I'm going to be shading any places that I think would be lower and actually casting a shadow, and then highlighting the high points of where the sun would naturally hit it or the light would naturally hit it. So here I'm doing all the shading first, and now I'm going in with a white. This is actually a grease paint or an oil-based paint. I feel like these work really great over water-based paints, and I'm just going to blend that out so you can see the little bit more dimension that it gives. So I'm doing the same thing on all the areas. Anytime that there's going to be a shadow, there's going to be a highlight. I learned that from Jordan Hans because she's amazing. If you don't know who she is, check her out. But here I am just doing the same thing in all these areas. So I already shaded. I'm just going back in, and I find that my finger actually works well just to blend it out, or a brush, whatever works for you. But as you can see here, it makes it look as though the mask is kind of coming off of my face a little bit and catching the light in the middle. And then on the outer corners, you can see has a little less, a little more shadow. So that's again what I'm doing here, just giving that highlight and that shading. So as I mentioned, I did originally put white on my face just so you can see the dimension and see where the mask ends and where the skin actually starts, but I ended up not loving it, so I go over it with the foundation later. But anyways, I just want to tell you what that is. Here I'm just going around the edges of where the mask would be, where it lays on the face, and I'm just using a dark matte black eyeshadow and just defining it so you can see kind of where the mask would be holding on top of the face there. We're going to be blending it out and then just kind of defining it a little bit more, but for now we're just placing that color down, and then we're going to blend it out with an eyeshadow brush. As you can see, I also drew those little lines on the side just to act more of a mask, just so it looks like it's really being attached to my head. Here again, just going with an eyeshadow brush and just blending everything out just to make it a little more seamless. And then I wanted to give a little dimension on the chin here, kind of make it look indented, so that's what I'm doing here just by adding some black shadow. And now I'm just going back to the face. I thought it looked a little blah, so I went in and did a few more little squiggly lines. Obviously do whatever works for you. And now I'm going in with another black matte eyeshadow, and I'm just kind of indenting that area where the eyes would be, where the mask would be, casting a shadow over the eyes, since this is really where my eyes would naturally be. So all I'm doing is just creating a nice shadow effect with black eyeshadow. And with the power of editing, I'm going to pop on these top and bottom lashes, and voila! They look so dramatic and so fun, but that's what I loved about it. So now I'm going in again with just a MAC flat shadow, and I'm just going to be outlining the areas where the mask lives. Again, this is just to give it a little bit more dimension, and so it really gives you that effect of an actual mask coming off my face. And then since I already defined the outer corners of the outer edges of the mask, I'm just going back in one more time with a really dark line just to define it even more, to give it even more dimension. So now we're going to move to the body paint. Pretty excited about this part. The beads are mostly what I focused on in this video. See, those are regular beads, not that I don't love them, but let's do this. So again, outlining where the beads are going to go. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this was a little bit weird for me to film because, well, my boobs are right there, and I don't know, I didn't want people complaining. Actually, part of it you can't even see because I didn't want to get too far down, but I'll show you anyways. So first going in with the green shade, same thing that we used in our face. These again are Wolfe FX water activated paints. And I'm just filling in all the dots. Again, this is going to be the necklace, and then I'm going to go back in and shade it. And that's primarily what I do in every section and every part of the body painting. I think it's really cool to see what it looks like before and then what it looks like after for shading, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Again, I'll just let you watch, but all I'm going to be doing here is really just filling in all the different colors of the beads with purple, with green, and with the metallic. So as much as I wanted to show you guys how I did the kind of bralette type top, I could only show you a very small clip of it because my boobs are just too far in the camera and there's no way around it. So Unfortunately, I can tell you about it, but I can't really show it to you. So you'll see a small clip here that just shows you a little bit of it, but that's all we can really show. I'm just drawing the actual straps of the bralette type thing. And then we're going to go in and I'll show you just a very little bit of me just drawing on with the paint. The little ruffles are on top of the bra. And then I filled in the bottom portion of it with the paint. Again, this is all the same concept. I just filled it in with paint. And then I went back in and did these little tiny, I don't know what you would call these, little tiny droplets of gold. And I'm sorry, that's all I could show you because it was just too close up on my boobies. So now I'm going in back to the beads just to do some shading. Well, the concept that I wanted to show here was really the beads. You can see which ones are going over the other ones. In some places it kind of was underneath the other beads, and that's where you would want to draw more shade. Same thing like we did with the face. If I did shading, there's also going to be highlighting as well. So first I'm going in, again, these are all with eyeshadows and eyeshadow brushes, and this is in the shade black. And I'm just kind of really defining and showing where those natural shadows would be. So that's all I'm doing here, just again giving it some more dimension, and then going in with this white oil-based paints, just dabbing a little bit in there just to get that high point of where the bead would naturally hit the light. And I'm just going in and blending it out with my finger. I find that this works best. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I did a little bit more shading on the actual straps themselves, but overall, this was the final look. I hope that you liked how it came out. Sorry I couldn't show you close-ups of the bra, but just trying to hide my boobs. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Happy Mardi Gras 2016. Bye, guys.